Hello, my name is Sam, and this is my death conversation with my family. So, I'm just gonna get right into it. So, the people that I interviewed for this are my little sister, my mother, and my father. So my mom just recently had her mom pass about a year ago, and her dad's probably on his way out soon. And my dad had a cousin pass a while ago, and I felt the need to include my little sister in this because when our parents pass, it's going to be something that we're going to have to go through together. And so I felt the need to include her in it. I didn't feel the need to include my brother in this because he's out doing adult things and living his life. I'm the middle child, so. Um, so what was the environment like when I had this conversation with them? So my parents are divorced. So I just had the conversation over the phone because they both live in different places and I didn't have enough time to go see them and actually talk to them about that, and I don't live with them. And so I just had the conversation over the phone with them, and it wasn't anything bad. I'm really close with my parents, and so it makes it really easy to talk about topics like death with them just over the phone. Where if I didn't have as close of a relationship with them, I probably would have wanted to do it in person. Um, and then my little sister, so my little sister is 17, and she's busy. I'm busy. She's in high school. I'm in college. It's crazy. So we just had our conversation over Snapchat, actually, because I was kind of asking her things like, what are your thoughts on this, and just asking her these questions. And she responds better if she texts, which is weird, but I don't know, that's just something she does. So I just talked to her over Snapchat, which was a really weird platform to have this kind of conversation on, but I don't think it was bad. Like, she's mature enough and she's adult enough that we can have like important conversations over the phone through texting and still get the severity of the context that we're talking about. So some things that surprised me about their answers. Nothing really surprised me about any of my family's answers because my sister just made jokes left and right, and like when it came down to like actually talking about our parents passing, that's when she was serious about things, but she would just make jokes, and so she wasn't like the best person to interview. But my mom and my dad were actually pretty straightforward. I know them both really well, and so it's really easy to like think of what they're gonna say or like how they're gonna respond to a situation, especially with them being divorced. It's quite easy to like pick up on things that they would say and their thoughts and views on something. And so everything that they said in our conversation did not surprise me in the slightest. My family is very open and not afraid to say what they think. Was there anything that was uncomfortable for us to discuss? I mean, not really. Like, it definitely, like, it made me sad and emotional talking to my parents about when they die. Because it's never an if they die, it's always a when, because death is the only certainty in life. And so, that was kind of hard for me just because I do have such a close bond with them. It wasn't uncomfortable. It just made me kind of sad to where I was like, oh, this is actually going to happen at some point. And my dad, bless his heart, he loves to joke that he's like, oh, I'm going to be dead before then. And I'm like, Dad, you have to at least make it till I get married. He's like, no, that's too long. You're never getting married. I was like, okay, then you can't die. Just joking around and funny things like that. So that's my family, and that's how they answer. And so really anything that they said wasn't uncomfortable or didn't really surprise me. It just made me kind of sad to talk about it because I can't imagine a world without either of them in it. And so it kind of sucks. Like, that conversation was not a fun one to have. How did this conversation affect my relationship with my parents? I think they respect me more as an adult now and less as a kid. Like, they're obviously still gonna see me as their kid, but I think that they're like, okay, Sam's thinking about this, and no one else has really had this conversation with us, and our parents are passing, and so we don't really know what to do because they never had these conversations with their parents. And so I think they feel, I guess, better about when their time comes. I really hope it's not for any time soon, ever, honestly. But yeah, it's I think I gained more respect in the adult sense with having this conversation with them. But so yeah, that's basically everything that we talked about. I don't really feel like sharing any of the questions that I asked them solely because they made me kind of sad and I don't want to be sad right now. But yeah, that's it. So thanks for listening.